What's up, guys? Welcome to the Death Wish Dungeon. I'm GTS the King.
And I'm in balance.
This is Death Wish Wednesday, coming at you once again. Now, guys, first thing I want to touch up on is there's been a very small lack of content on our channel compared to what we normally do. Honestly, we've been sick. Seems like we've been sick a lot.
Yeah, it's been flu season's hell around here.
Yeah, this Ohio weather is just awful. So today, I just want to go ahead and run through exactly what we're going to be talking about, because if you don't like it, you can fuck off and go watch something else on our channel, or you can just fuck off in general and go watch Markiplier.
There you go.
So first thing we're going to talk about is Black Panther. We went and watched it. We were going to do a review. We decided not to for personal reasons. So we're going to touch on a few things with Black Panther and some of the shit that we've seen going around about white people being attacked in the theaters, things like that. We're also going to talk about Black Panther doing amazing, breaking records. We're also going to touch on LeBron James and the Laura Ingram fiasco. That's just been kind of, we're from Ohio. Like, we've stated that over and over again. So this is a big deal to us. And then we're going to talk about a very touchy subject. This just happened. 7th grader who shot himself, and it seems like he had intent to do a lot more damage at Jackson Memorial Middle School up in Stark County, which is really close to us. We know someone who knows someone, basically very close to us, that actually goes to that school, or rather his son goes to that school. So we have a little bit of information that is purely speculation, and we're going to present it as such. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this thing. And first thing we're going to talk about is this Black Panther fiasco. Are white people being assaulted at showings of Black Panther?
Nope.
So far, we're looking at Snopes right now. Fact check. Online trolls tried to push claims of violence. They were quickly foiled by others on social media. So looking at the origin, it says, as the Marvel Entertainment film Black Panther opened in the U.S. in February 2018, we went, what was opening night when we went, right?
We went opening night last week.
Some social media users attempted to put a damper on the occasion by posting fake accounts of anti-white attacks, only to be foiled by other users' photo sleuthing skills. One photo posted on Twitter reportedly generated around 400 retweets before being debunked, and the image showed a towel soaked in blood over a sink alongside the caption. Now, before we jump into this, I am going to try to post the pictures, but if I can't, I'm sorry about that. One thing I want to talk about is we live in Mansfield, Ohio. We looked up the demographic. Now, mind you, this is from 2016, but it showed that 71.4% of Mansfield is African American or other races besides white.
So non-white person.
So yeah, basically non-white. So white is generally the minority in this area. Now, we've stated this over and over in our videos, but I am Native American, over 80% Native American, and balance is
white as snow.
Yeah, white as white can be. But normally we don't like to touch subjects that are that basically have anything to do with being racist or racially fueled. But this is just such a fucked up thing that we just decided that we didn't want to stay silent about it, because it's fucking retarded, man. When we went, we were met with nothing but love and that nerd gathering, like Imbalance was saying. It was exciting, everybody was excited. And it was fun.
It's a Marvel movie. Like a bunch of comic book nerds gathered together.
Yeah.
I don't care what color your skin is. If you're there to see Black Panther, nobody made it about race when we were there.
No, absolutely
They were
not.
excited to see a Black Panther movie.
And I'd say that when we went, we've kind of guessed that it was about 50-50 mix between different races and white people. And like I said, everybody was happy. We were all joking and stuff at the end of the movie. Everybody was just having a good time. There was absolutely no hate whatsoever.
We had one jackass sitting next to you making an Africa joke.
Yeah.
And then he quickly got shut down.
Yeah. Guy next to me was white. He made 1 or 2 African jokes and immediately was shut down by his fellow friends who were also white. He kind of looked at me. I gave him kind of the death stare of make one more fucking joke, I'm gonna cut you. And but other than that, and it wasn't hate-filled jokes. It was just stupid, inappropriate jokes. And like I said, his friend shut him down was that's just inappropriate as fuck. So anyway, so the first thing we're looking at is 6T Seeker of Christian GF.
I mean, his handle's kind of 6T.
Yeah, kind of 6T, whatever. But it says, was at the Black Panther premiere, but a group of black youth said this movie wasn't for me. I am white. They then proceeded to assault me. I'm headed to the ER now. And it shows a towel, basically, over a sink of blood and stuff. But other users quickly noted that the picture was actually posted on the photo sharing platform Flickr in 2009. So you're a fuck. Twitter suspended the account behind the fake post, as well as the one that attempted to pass off a picture of a 19-year-old Swedish woman, bloodied face. She was actually attacked at a bar in Malmo. Despite false claims, the photo was taken after an assault connected to the film, which features a nearly all-black cast. This was Moth. His handle is Asian Wife Haver, I assume that's what that is. It says, I went to see Black Panther with my girlfriend, and a black teenager shouted, "You at the wrong theater," and smashed a bottle on her face. And then it shows a female all bloodied and this and that. Another user attempted to pass himself off as a 23-year-old Michael Voller, who was hit in the face in London in May 2017 in an attack that was reportedly precipitated by anger over the results of a FA Cup soccer semifinal match. DSA Wyatt handle is A Wyatt Man 101. Says, they threw me out of the theater and said it wasn't my movie. I don't have insurance and can't see. I mean, yeah, he's blacked up shit, obviously, like, you know, it shows it's fake. It's fake, yeah. There is no indication that these posts are coordinated, but another social media user passing themselves off as a victim of an assault, this one using a photo taken from a British makeup artist's portfolio, showed off their work on a message board in the website 4chan. Mort Shekelstein, yeah. Handle is Goyam69. I was at the Black Panther opening and was approached and assaulted by two black teens. They told me that the movie wasn't for my kind and proceeded to punch me repeatedly to the point where I developed a black eye. I am currently on the phone with law enforcement now.
So the shit just goes on and
yeah,
on.
So I mean, we could go on all night. So basically, every one of these is fake. And you know, what pisses me off the most is why? Like, why do something so fucking stupid?
Oh, for attention.
Like, you are just doing it for attention, but you're being a racist piece of shit. You're perpetuating a fucking cycle of crap that we've already got a fucking problem with. And it's like, I don't even want to sound like that guy, but it's like, you can't just let, you know, this go. As like, I guess the way I'm looking at it is some of these people are thinking like, oh, African Americans are going to be too happy and proud of this movie, which I think in all right they should be. It's a almost predominantly all African American cast.
Black director.
Set in even though it's a fake area, but set in Africa. That's awesome, man. And like, mainly me, because I was just aggravated with it. But when I heard places like Nerdist, I won't get into details, when they were going on about how it was like the first African American comic book hero and stuff, my immediately reaction was like, what about Blade? What about Spawn? Like, but I do get that this is the first like big cast of, you know, mainly all African Americans set in Africa, and it's a big deal. But what I hate is like there's so much racial fuel from fucking white people that I feel like they were just trying to take away from it and trying to make it, you know, just one more thing to add, like fuck black people, you know. It's just racist bullshit.
I'd say most of them it was. A few of them were just trolls for the sake of being trolls, and then a lot of people just wanted, you know, retweets and attention and clicks.
It's so fucking dumb.
First of all, how are you going to say someone smashed a bottle over your girlfriend's face at a movie theater?
Right.
They don't sell bottles at movie theaters.
I can't get over it, man. Like, it angers me, like, a lot.
You know, as a white person, you're making us look bad. That's all I'm saying to you idiots.
Yeah.
You're making us look like retards.
Yeah. Now, I want to hear from anybody who watches this video, whether you're a subscriber of ours or not. If you're not subscribed, I highly recommend subscribing. I mean, we're the shit.
And we're cute.
We are cute. Click that bell icon so you get notified when we make uploads, because Death Wish Wednesday is about the only thing we upload in a timely manner, you know, the set schedule. But anyway, like, I want to hear from you guys. What do you think about this crap? Do you think it was, you know, racially fueled, that it was just meant to be like racist bullcrap? Or do you think it was, you know, like he said, that a lot of them were being trolls for the sake of being trolls? Like, what do you think's behind this? You know, personally, I think it's a 50-50 split. I think some of them were just being racist pieces of shit. I think that some of them were just being trolls to be trolls. But either way, like, it's such a stupid thing to try to take away from such a, you know, big movie like this. And I'm super happy about this movie. Like I said, we were gonna do a review. We decided not to. I personally, like, we love the movie. I feel like it was a little bit overhyped. A lot of that being that they drug out a lot of parts of this movie.
Yeah.
A little bit more than it needed to be.
And it doesn't really do a lot to advance the plot, like
the overall
the whole
MCU.
Yeah, the whole Marvel universe.
Yeah.
But
so
still a good movie, like,
and
for
dude,
being its own movie.
Michael B. Jordan, like, I'm sorry,
He stole the show.
Yeah, he stole the show for me. Like, Killmonger is like, I fucking rooted for him the entire time.
Yeah.
Like, I know he's the villain, but like, I was all about him, and like,
a lot of people say, like,
Yeah.
who's the true villain here
yeah.
in
So,
the movie? So.
but we love the movie. That's our 2 cents. So we're done with this racist bullshit. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna watch this video about Black Panther breaking records. This is from ABC News. Let's take a look at this because we have
Finally breaking records and breaking ground. The movie's speaking to so many. Here's Nightline anchor Byron Pitts.
This is Wakanda,
We are home.
a fictional country nestled in Eastern Africa.
This is the first major big budget film with a black director, predominantly black cast. It's 2018. This is still considered revolutionary.
Yeah, it is.
Setting a precedent that I think is going to be difficult to go back on, which is what's exciting.
We sat down with the cast of the film. Chadwick Boseman, who plays T'Challa, the Black Panther, Lupita Nyong'o, and Denai Guerra.
You want to have a good time making a movie.
Right.
And if that movie can change something in the world,
young man.
then, you know, you want that too.
What kind of movie is Black Panther? Is it a black movie? Is it a superhero movie?
I think
You didn't even decide, I
maybe
just
the
think.
term, I did, because I think maybe some of these terms are, you know, they're limited. You know, the black movie term. Like, let's
I don't
crack
like
that
that.
open.
Black Panther, the latest heart-pounding movie by
It's like
Marvel,
people say,
is already breaking
actor.
records.
Yeah.
Even film star Nyong'o couldn't get
Yeah.
tickets.
15 minutes later, I was trying to purchase tickets and they are sold out. Sold out.
Atlanta students dancing joyfully when they were told they'd be going to see the movie.
Yes,
we had to get our
obviously
tickets almost an hour
thirst for
before the
something.
show.
What's the thirst?
We had to
People are
wait till
starved
last
for
minute.
the images that they see. They see
That's the
power,
pride.
spectacle, intelligence, achievement.
It is a movie that attempts not to be colorblind, but colorbrain. Just imagine a future world where heroes are simply human, male and female, of every hue.
They see their dreams. It's aspirational.
Movie is amazing. I'm David Muir. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. Good night.
I mean, personally, that's amazing, man. Like, I'm so happy that it's like breaking these records and doing such great things. And like they said, it is a little crazy to me that in 2018, this is still a revolutionary thing.
That's
Predominantly
black,
African American.
yeah, cast and director.
And what's crazy to me is like they said, there it's like a stigma. Because I remember, just for an example, like I remember one time, most of the movies I own, like let's say like Friday, Half Baked, and I have so many like these movies and stuff. And I remember somebody asking me one time, like, why do you like black movies so much? And I've always hated that term. Like,
Yeah,
why is it
black
a black movie? Just because it stars predominantly African American
Like,
people.
what's a white movie? Moulin
Yeah.
Rouge?
Yeah, that's.
Like-
I mean, that's stupid to me. Like, it just happens to be African American cast, African American director, things like that. It's not a black movie. It's a fucking movie. It just happens to be like all predominantly black people. And personally, I think this is the greatest crowning achievement to break that bullshit stigma, and to we should never label it as something. It's a movie. It's a superhero movie.
It's a Marvel movie.
Yeah, it's Marvel. And so I think it's doing amazing things. Like, I'm really happy that it's breaking all these records.
So last time I read it beat Star Wars.
The Last
And
Jedi.
The Last Jedi's opening weekend.
I think it's incredible. I'm really happy. I feel like a sense of pride in the way that like a lot of my friends that are African American, the way they're like so proud of it. They feel a connection with it and stuff like that. It makes me happy for them being so happy about it, because like I'm not African American. I mean I get a sense of pride from the movie, but I'm Native American, and so I don't exactly know, but I see the way they feel about it. I see the way like my friends are reacting to it, and it makes me happy to see how happy they are.
I'm white as can be, and even I was walking out of the movie like Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
Like
I know, like I said when I was getting snacks, this guy was talking to me about it, and he was like, man, he's like first fucking, you know, African American movie that, you know, I think like all races are gonna love, and like, you know, he was African American, and I'm like, oh man, I'm with you. I was like, it's fucking amazing. And he's like, I'm just, you know, so fucking proud of like, you know, my brothers and sisters, and like I feel so much like pride watching this movie. He's like, and I know that Wakanda's not a real place. He's like, but like it's just so empowering and like so great. And I was like, you know, that made me smile.
Yeah.
Because he felt like so empowered by it that I was like, you know, that's fucking awesome, man.
Right.
Like I'm glad that it has that effect on people. Like that's cool as shit. So I fucking love it. Like I just love the entire movement behind it, and I love it, man. It's awesome.
The only thing I can say is, why do we have to politicize everything? Like,
Yeah.
You get these like right-wing talking heads like just tearing down the movie.
Yeah.
Like, why do black people have to be so proud of this movie?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like,
they can't be proud?
Yeah. I mean, then you also got, you know, it's the same old left wing too. Like,
Yeah.
well, white people should wait and let the black people watch it first before they go see it.
Yeah.
Like, on both sides, it's like, stop making it a racial thing, stop making it a political thing. It's a movie, let people enjoy.
And see, that's what I love is like we seen all that crap, but then when we were, you know, right there, and like I said, this is a predominantly not white area. We had so much fun and like talking and
Everybody
joking,
did.
and like it was just a good time. It's like everybody felt like a group, even though like we were all separate when we came in. It was like throughout the movie, we bonded as a group of people. Like, you know, fuck yeah, this movie's amazing, and like that's cool as shit, man. It's rare for a movie to pull everybody together like that.
It was a very nice experience.
Yeah, fuck the political shit, fuck the politicians, and fuck all the politicizing over this, like, and trying to make it racial and this and that. Like, fuck all that, dude. It's an amazing movie. I'm happy for any African Americans who felt empowered by this movie, who, you know, like they got something out of it, and they're proud of it, and they're happy about it, excited about it. Awesome. I fucking preach it, man. Like, say whatever you want. I don't care. Like, I'm happy for you. I don't feel like I'll probably ever see a Native American movie that is like anything even close to this, but I don't care either. Like, I'm not like holding my breath to see something like that, but I feel happy and empowered by, you know, them being happy and empowered as a group. Like, to me, that is awesome. Like, that is, it's powerful. Like, it makes me smile just to know that, you know, like some of my friends are so happy about it, felt empowered, and like, you know, this is such a great time to be living in when you can have something like this. But that also blows my mind too, that it's such a big idea that like it's all an African American cast and this and that, and it's 2018. Like, that's also the thing that kind of throws me off guard a little bit, because I'm like, this should not be just now happening.
Progress is a very slow.
Yeah, like that's fuck, man. Like that should have happened forever ago.
All I know is anytime I see anybody excited about anything, it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
And I hate how people like shit on people for getting excited over things.
Yeah, it's stupid.
Like, it was the same with Star Wars. That movie polarized the fandom. Like, it's split down the middle now because of that movie.
Yeah, shit, I left all the groups I was involved in over it.
You know, just let people be happy and excited about something.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying. Like, are you that miserable that you hate to see other people happy and excited?
Right.
Hell, I'm fucking miserable. But when I see my friends happy or I see other people happy, I feel good about it. I feel happy for them.
Right.
Like, Jesus.
So we're gonna move on to this LeBron James fiasco. Again, we're from Ohio, so this struck a chord with us. This is coming from MSNBC. They reported on it. So let's go ahead and jump into this.
Oh, and LeBron and Kevin, you're great players, but no one voted for you. Millions elected Trump to be their coach. So keep the political commentary to yourself, or as someone once said, shut up and dribble.
Welcome back to AM Joy. Right-wing talk host Laura Ingram must have forgotten a cardinal rule. Don't come for the king when he has not called you. Ingram's peak was brought about by LeBron James' comments about Donald Trump in an interview with The Uninterrupted, a media platform he co-owns.
The number one job in America, the point of person, is someone who doesn't understand the people and really don't give a about the people.
And after Ingram's rant, the king fired back on Saturday.
Well, first of all, I had no idea who she is or what she do. It lets me know that, everything I've been saying is correct. For her to have that type of reaction, we will definitely not shut up and dribble. I would definitely not do that.
Ingram has now invited
LeBron
LeBron James to be on her show because, of course, she would love to be able to book LeBron
Everybody's
James,
all about freedom
who
of speech
doesn't
until
even know who she
celebrities
is. And in a statement from Fox News to AM Joy, Ingram denied that her remarks were racist, but doubled down on her intent, saying, quote, if pro athletes and entertainers want to freelance as political pundits, then they should not be surprised when they're called out for insulting politicians. Well, that's a curious argument, considering not only the long tradition of athletes taking a political stand, but that Ingram's own network often lets entertainers make cameos as political pundits, as long as they hold the Trump-approved state media point of view. Fox News has used former underwear model Antonio Sabato Jr., who has repeatedly questioned.
Because it is like a 15-minute long video.
Yeah, what?
And I don't want to get into all this.
Give us the 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't want to get into all this other crap. So what were you wanting to say?
So here's the thing. She said they shouldn't be surprised when they're called out for talking about political figures. That's fine, but don't tell them to shut up.
Yeah.
Because the First Amendment's great. Everybody loves the First Amendment until somebody says something they don't agree with, and then they're all like, "Oh, they just need to shut up."
Yeah.
Well, no, they don't need to shut up.
No, it's freedom of speech.
Yeah.
You have every right to say whatever you want. But see, I don't know how I feel about it because I seen people were saying that she's racist.
I didn't see anything racist.
I don't think that it was. I don't think she was intending to be racist in any way, shape, or form. I think she's just kind of being a bitch, telling them to shut up and dribble. What are you saying, that they're dumb jocks? They don't know anything about politics or whatever. Everybody has an opinion, whether you think they know a lot about politics or not. They're entitled to talk about it. They're entitled to their opinion. And I didn't hear anything he said just in that short clip, and I've seen the other, the full clip.
The full clip.
He didn't say anything that was not, I guess, well thought out, more or less, and it wasn't anything that was a complete offhand thing to say. It was just his opinion on he's laughable. You laugh at everything he says on Twitter, and we need a better leader and things like that. And honestly, a lot of people have that opinion.
Yeah.
You're just calling him out because he's LeBron James. And I've heard that she's called out people throughout her career of all nationalities, all race, all religion, all whatever, and told them to shut up and basically more or less leave the political talk to the adults. Well, first off, who the fuck are you to say that your opinion is more valid or more intelligent than anybody else's?
Yeah.
What, because you're a fucking reporter, all of a sudden you're better than everybody? Shut the fuck up. I literally didn't even know who you were, like LeBron said. I didn't even know that you mattered or were even on TV up until this moment. So obviously, you're very minuscule in the grand scheme of a lot of people's lives. You don't mean shit. If, I want to hear somebody talk about politics, it's not going to be from you. I'm going to listen to analysts that I know and trust on both sides of the fence. And if, I fucking see LeBron or any other celebrity have something to say about it, I listen. Like, it's not gonna like change the way I feel, but I don't care to, whatever they gotta say about it. Like, I'll listen to it, and like we said, the First Amendment is the First Amendment, and everybody loves it until somebody says something you don't agree with, and then all of a sudden, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's always people like celebrities need to just stay out of it until that celebrity says something that fits like your views. And because Fox News, they've had Ted Nugent on there, they've had Kid Rock, they've had all these right-wing celebrities, and they value their opinions.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm far from left-wing, so don't think I'm like bashing.
I'm an anarcho-capitalist.
Yeah, I'm a libertarian.
He's libertarian, so.
Just what it comes down to is if you're trying to step on anyone's liberty, no matter what political leaning they're towards, I'm going to be fighting against you.
Yeah.
So, for you to say celebrities shouldn't talk about politics, no, you shouldn't say that they shouldn't talk about anything, because people have a right to talk about whatever they want to in this country.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally, it's what our country is built on.
Most of the time I disagree, because a lot of celebrities seem to want to let the government take control of everything.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell them to stop talking.
No, I mean, like we literally keep saying that everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Everybody's, entitled to freedom of speech. That's what this country is based on. And you can't just tell someone to shut the fuck up because their opinion, differs from yours. Like, no. Like, I mean, I've listened to people sit and rant to me about a lot of things that I disagree with wholeheartedly. And I will debate with them, tell them why I feel like, whatever their view is wrong. But I don't just flat out tell them to shut up and stop thinking. Leave the talk to other people. Like, no, that's stupid. You make yourself look more foolish than what you accomplish, any other way, like saying, telling someone to shut up or whatever. You're not making them look dumb. You're making yourself look dumb. Because you're saying like, I'm all for America, but fuck the First Amendment. Keep your mouth shut. You're a celebrity. What do you know?
You need your views and opinions and values to be challenged every now and then.
Absolutely.
So I always look forward to hearing someone who disagrees with me.
Yeah.
And I like to discuss it with them.
Yeah.
If not, you're a pussy.
Yeah, see, that's the one thing that kills me is like, it's come down to especially with social media, it's come down to a thing where like people don't even tend to want to debate anymore. They just want to start attacking you personally. It's like people forgot how to just debate something. Like, if the minute you either backpedal, change the subject, or start attacking me personally, I no longer consider you to be my equal. You've just proven yourself wrong in my eyes, and you've just proven how little you know about the subject if you immediately go to these things, because you're telling me that you're probably a sheeple and you're just regurgitating something you've heard. And if you can't have a debate about it, like, I understand having a heated debate. I understand being angry. I understand saying things, with emphasis and being aggressive about it. But there's a difference between debating and just attacking somebody personally or telling them to shut the fuck up. Like, that's not how this country works. You don't get to do that. Everybody is entitled to their own fucking opinion. So, personally, I don't even want to say, hey, Laura, shut the fuck up. No, you're entitled to your opinion, but you can't just tell other people to shut their mouths. Like, if you want to debate it and say, like, well, this is why I felt he's wrong and, his argument's invalid and blah, 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 fine, go for it. That's probably what you do anyway. Again, I don't even know who you are. I think you're a joke. But, to each their own, I guess. It doesn't matter to me.
You're either for the Constitution or you're not. That's all it comes down to.
Yeah. You can't pick and choose.
It's not a living document. It's not like it says what it says, and that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it.
Tally ho, lads.
Exactly.
As the forefathers intended. All right, so we're gonna move into something that's a little more serious. So this is about the 7th grader shoots himself at Jackson Memorial Middle School. This is from News 5 Cleveland. This happened up in Stark County. As we said, we're not going to mention any names. A person, an acquaintance, let's say, his kid went to school here. We had some information brought to our attention by him and what his child was, had heard, rumors, speculation. We'll present that as such after we watch this short video. It's about 4 minutes, 50 seconds. We haven't seen this, so let's get into this.
Good morning, Katie Houston. Terrence Lee here. I want to update you on some breaking news we've been following in Jackson Township.
The district telling us a 7th grade student shot himself at the middle school. Now, this happened just before 8 this morning. We want to get you a live report from the scene there of Jackson Memorial Middle School. We have Sarah Finney there. Sarah, what are you learning?
Terrence, Katie, I'm surrounded by so many anxious parents who really just want to hug their children. They are waiting for their kids to be able to come out of the school. Right now, the school is surrounded by police tape. The sheriff is here. The fire department is here. Police, EMS. We also saw some members of the Summit County. It appeared to be their bomb squad coming in. So a very anxious time for parents here in Jackson Township. But as you said, Jackson Township schools, they are posting on their website that a middle school student suffered an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound this morning. All elementary schools are closed. The middle school and the high school are on lockdown right now. I just spoke with a mom who has been here for about the last 45 minutes, waiting in her car with her young daughter, eagerly waiting to see her 8th grade student. She says this is just absolutely one of her worst nightmares. It's the type of thing that you really never think is going to happen at your school. She wonders, what exactly happened. She, like so many other parents, are waiting for many more answers at this time, and most of all, they're waiting to see their kids. She thinks moving forward, perhaps metal detectors. Of course, there are a lot of questions as to how this student could get inside the school with a gun. So we're going to be out here for quite some time now, and we will bring you the very latest here in Jackson Township. Live in Jackson Township, Sarah Finney, News 5.
All right, Sarah.
We're gonna stop it there. So yeah, this just happened today, like early this morning. Honestly, we don't know exactly what happened. We do know that he shot himself, killed himself, and for what we've been told by our inside information, the rumor and speculation that's going around in the school, and from what people heard, was the kid had more ammunition and a bomb in his backpack. Again, this is speculation. We're not presenting this as a fact. We're presenting this as what we've been told and what the rumor is from that area. Like I said, we know somebody whose kid went to school there. It was a very scary time. So again, how people will talk and rumors spread and things like that. So again, this is pure speculation. This is not to be taken as fact. So what was stated was the child had a bomb and a lot more ammunition and things of that nature in his backpack. When he was taking the gun out, he had misfired and shot himself in the leg, and then proceeded to kill himself with a second shot. Now, the rumor and speculation is that he intended to cause much more damage, to kill more people, to go on a mass shooting spree, but where he had accidentally inflicted a leg wound, he decided to just basically kill himself, immediately. Now, again, pure speculation, we don't know. The thing is, it's really sad how much this keeps happening, and it's been happening for years. And we don't want to sit here and debate the gun control and all this and that. All I'm saying is we do need to figure out a way to protect our children. It's insane to me that something has not been done yet to really buckle down on this. Now, whether that's putting a gun in the hand of every teacher in America or some other scenario in which we can protect our children, I don't know. I don't want to argue that. I know this has been from the Jackson mass shooting that just happened. It's been nothing but talks about gun control and banning firearms and this and that. I'm sorry. One thing I will say is if that's the first place that your mind goes after a tragedy like this is like, don't you dare come after my guns, or let's argue about, gun control, that should not be the first thing you think about, man. Like, this is a fucking tragedy, and we need to come together as Americans and figure something out. Like, this should not just be a constant argument about fucking guns. Like, these are our children. Like, I don't have kids of my own, but I have a baby niece. She's going to be starting school soon, and this type of shit scares the hell out of me. I
have 2 nieces.
You have 2 nieces.
I think people are not looking deep enough at the issue. How about people talk to their kids?
Yeah.
How about schools pay closer attention to their students? See who's getting bullied, who's getting alienated, things like that. And let's stop glorifying these fucking killers.
Yeah.
Like with 24/7 news, notice we're not mentioning this guy's name.
No.
We're not going to mention any shooter's name.
I'm not giving him honor. Any of them.
And especially with social media, you see this guy's face all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, not who we're talking about here, who shot himself, but the mass shooting that just happened a few days ago.
Yeah.
Like, let's stop making it about them, because that's exactly what they want out of this.
Yeah.
Ever since Columbine, and that was in the 90s, for God's sake. Like Marilyn Manson even said back then, like, the world hasn't become more violent; it's become more televised.
Yeah.
But it's become even more televised since then.
And that is the thing that absolutely breaks my heart, is we give glory and almost fame to these shooters and these murderers, rather than saying, fuck that, we're not going to do that, that's what they're after. Let's focus on the people who were hurt and died, and the people who were affected by this. Now, in this particular case, from what we've heard so far, nobody else was hurt other than the kid who shot himself. But like he said, it doesn't need to be talks about banning guns and stuff immediately. We need to talk about bullying and really paying attention to your children. Parents, being parents. And, then it starts this whole thing of like mental illness and this and that. Like, it's not that simple. It doesn't come down to just a simple generalization of, hey, there's a mental illness issue, there's a gun control issue. Like, there's a lot more to it than that. And it comes down to, like, how much are you paying attention to students? How much are you paying attention to your child as a parent? Because every one of these children, and that's what they are. Let's be clear, they're children involved in these mass shootings. It seems like every one of them they've obviously been through something, whether it's being bullied, alienated. Maybe they are suffering from a mental illness, but that's not always the case. But there's always something that leads them to that point. And there needs to be something done to truly focus on how much attention we give to our children, because it's ridiculous.
For any kids watching, if you see someone being, outcast or bullied, don't be an asshole. Like, talk to that person. I know, like, I went through school and it's all about, like, being popular and being cool amongst everybody.
Yeah.
But everybody needs a friend, man.
Well, and honestly, even if you don't want to be that guy because you don't think you're strong enough, like me personally, like, I'm not saying it was a good thing. Actually, it's probably a horrible thing. I was kind of like a bully of the bullies. And again, that's not good, because I didn't know what the bullies were going through in order to get them to, bully someone.
Everybody goes through something.
Yeah, so obviously I wasn't any better than the bullies just because I bullied the guys who were considered bullies. That was just because I was a stronger individual, and like personally I didn't really have any friends because I was just an independent, like that lone wolf type. It's a long story, but anyway, it didn't make me any better. But what I'm getting at is, if you don't think that you are personally strong enough to be that guy or girl to like stick up for that person, like be their friend when they don't have any friends, okay, I understand that, because we get school is rough, it's all about being popular, everybody has their cliques, but speak up. tell a teacher, tell a guidance counselor, make it a point to say something to someone who can do something. Like, if you see it on a regular basis, like this child, this person that I know is getting bullied on a regular basis, and you see it and you don't say anything, you know, that's a problem. Like, you should at least report it, you know, stand up for it at least. You know, like I said, I understand if you don't want to be that person's friend, or you don't want to go out of your way to do that, because then you might become an outcast. But for God's sake, like, do something, anything. I don't care what you do, just make it aware to an adult, you know, and tell your parents, even just somebody, and make them listen. We seen with the Jackson shooting in Florida, it just happened. They were talking about, there were tweets and Facebook posts of him talking about killing people, being bullied, and shooting people.
So
and, like,
a professional school shooter.
Yeah, and like, nobody said anything. Nobody did anything. It was like there was no reaction to this. Like, that's a fucking problem. So let's focus on that a little bit. Like, let's stop talking about the gun control and the mental illness shit for 5 fucking seconds. And let's focus on paying attention to the goddamn kids.
Talk to kids. Talk to your children. Talk to your students.
Like, and not to mention, the other thing I have a problem with is bullying is always been a thing, and it's always going to be a thing.
Yeah.
It comes down to speaking with your children. My father talked to me and my brother and told us, you know, hey, if you get bullied, let someone know. Now, personally, when I was younger, I got bullied, but there was, you know,
I did too.
My dad had basically forbidden me from fighting. I was trained in martial arts, and he legitimately had me scared I would hurt somebody. So I was scared to death to fight somebody because I thought I would kill them, or like I would really hurt somebody, and I just didn't want to do it. So I got bullied a lot. And then one day I just, you know, I had enough, and I ended up kicking the crap out of someone, and the bullying stopped. You know, sometimes that's all it takes. I won't get into details, but I've told children that I knew were getting picked on, like, how to defend themselves, and said, you know, if you do that one time, they will stop. Because bullies are generally, like, they're most likely going through something themselves, and they're looking for easy targets. They're not looking for someone who's going to fight back. The thing is all that aside, that's all bullshit. You know, it's all whatever. I can tell any kid, you know, beat the crap out of them or fight back one time, it would probably make it stop. It doesn't help the overlying situation. It doesn't help the grand scheme of, you know, what is actually going on throughout all of America. There needs to be something done about paying attention to the fucking kids. Like, making, I don't know if it's a program. I'm not a politician, and I'm not a teacher. I'm not a principal. I don't know what it needs to be, but I know that something has to be done to make it, you know, to where we have more awareness of what's going on with our fucking children. And I think a lot of it comes down to the freaking responsibility of the goddamn parents.
I think kids, especially boys, need to be more encouraged to speak about how they're feeling about things. Like, forever it's been, well, men shouldn't have feelings, they shouldn't talk about their feelings. If you do, you're gay, or you're a pussy.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's a big problem. Like, you know, a young boy, especially going through puberty, like having to hold all that shit in on top of that, yeah, something's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Like, just tell them, like, hey, I know, like, feelings and emotions, like, seem girly and shit, but sometimes you need to let it out, man. And I'm not gonna judge you. I'm not gonna call you gay.
Yeah.
Like, and if you need to speak to someone in private because you're afraid of it, then by all means, talk to a teacher you trust, or a guidance counselor, or your own parents.
Mainly, it should be the fucking parents.
Yeah.
You should be there for your fucking child. You had a kid. It's your goddamn responsibility until the day that they are an adult. If you are not paying attention to your child, then I get work and other things, you know, they bog you down, and you have responsibilities elsewhere. But the thing is, you gotta pay attention to the fucking kids. You know, and just asking them every once in a while, like, hey, you doing alright? That's not cutting it. If you're not involved in that child's life and you don't truly know what's going on in their life, because kids hide that shit, man. They hide if they're being bullied, they hide their feelings, they hide their emotions. invading their privacy is not going to help. You're just going to push them further away. You got to really get involved in their life, have an understanding with them, and be as much of a friend as you can be, as well as a parent. You know, really let them know that you're there for them. I never had a problem talking to my mom or dad. My mom sometimes, because she was a little invasive, but I kind of deserved it. I did a lot of dumb shit when I was a kid. But, you know, my dad, I never had a problem talking to him because he always let me know. Like, if anything's going on, I want to know. You know? And I think a lot of it comes down to that, and this whole stigma of being a pussy if you have emotions. And, you know, and I feel like there's two ways that I kind of look at this, and this is very, like, hard to explain, because on one side of the fence I say, you know, you got to stop telling your kids that basically they're pussies, and, you know, if you're a man, you shouldn't have emotions, you shouldn't...
Man up, suck it up, buttercup.
Yeah, stop.
Hey, man.
Yeah,
Like,
that shit's stupid. But on the other side of that, you know, it comes down to, don't let them be so soft that bullying affects them that badly. That if you're bullied a little bit, that all of a sudden, you know, it's just such an emotional breaking thing, because bullying's always been around and it sucks. But there's not, I don't give a shit what we do, it's always going to be there in some shape, form, or another. Like, it's always going to be a thing. So it's kind of this fine line of, like, you know, don't let them be so soft that bullying is crushing them. But at the same time, like, you are allowed to have fucking emotions whether you're a man or a woman. Like, it's stupid to think otherwise. If you think that, you know, oh, if I'm emotional, if I cry, or if I show that I have feelings as a boy, I'm going to be seen as a girl, I'm going to be seen as gay, I'm going to be seen as whatever. Like, that's so fucking stupid. That's so horrible. Like, that needs to be just gotten rid of altogether. Like, it's okay to be emotional. Drake, NF, Imbalance, they've made careers off of being emotional. So, think about it. It's really not such a bad thing. Now, the other thing, like I was saying about being so soft about being, no, that's harder to explain, because I don't just mean like, oh, you're being soft, you're being a pussy. That completely goes against what I just said. But what I'm saying is, like, you gotta teach them to be able to either defend themselves, how to speak up, or how to basically talk to anyone about that problem.
that's what I mean. Like, let your kids vent to you, and then be a parent and give them advice.
Absolutely.
But your advice shouldn't be, suck it up, buttercup, or man up, or quit being, it should be, okay, yeah, I see you're feeling that way, here's what you should do about it.
Yeah.
That's it. Is it that hard?
Yeah.
Is it that hard to, like, talk to your kids?
Now, before anybody in the fucking comments says anything, I have helped raise children. Just because I don't have kids doesn't mean that I haven't helped raise kids.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, I've never had that problem. I had one kid, again, I won't say any names, but he was very, for lack of a better word, he was very girly for being a boy. And I don't mean like he was emotional, or like, he had very girly tendencies, like playing with Barbies, going shopping, different things like that. Like, that's what he was into. Now, I didn't have a problem with that. And I flat out told him as he got older that you may have a rough life ahead of you if that's the way you stay for the rest of your life, but hey, I'm just going to prepare you for what the world is going to say, what the world is going to do, but fuck them. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks as long as you are personally happy. But I'm also not going to let you go through this and think that, oh, the world's just going to bend over and give you all these safe places. Like, no, I'm going to prepare you that you might have a little bit of a rough road ahead of you, but, you know, I'm going to be here to support you. Your mom's going to be here to support you. You're going to have people in your life that care, and they're going to try to always be there for you. So, you know, don't back down just because it gets hard if that's truly what makes you happy. You know, and I'm not saying he was going to be, you know, a homosexual, or that he was going to be anything other than just, you know, like, the biggest thing I hate is when they say, like, oh, guys shouldn't, like, take home ec, and you shouldn't be, like, cooking and cleaning and things like that. That's woman's work. I took home ec. I took home ec because all the women are in home ec, and free food. I mean,
you know, people are so afraid of their kids being gay. The way I see it, this kid, if he does turn out, like girls, he's got a hell of an advantage over most guys. I mean, maybe not right away, but girls are going to be like, wow, this guy, he knows fashion. He knows, he doesn't care about shopping. He helps me shop. They're going to be creaming in their pants over this guy.
Yeah.
So, good on you, man.
Yeah.
And then if you do turn out to be gay, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Be fabulous.
I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, one of my best friends, and again, I won't mention any names, he is the epitome of a gangster. Dude was a Folk Nation Crip for most of his life, in and out of prison. Once he settled down, he had 2 stepsons that were more or less, they considered him to be dad. He considered them to be his sons. The one was about 16 when he come to him and said that he was gay. And now mind you, like I said, this guy is your stereotypical gangbanger, pretty hardcore, rough guy. What he told him was that he didn't care. That he didn't care that he was gay. He said, you're going to have a rough road. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to call you names. People are going to do this. They're going to do that. But it doesn't matter. As long as you know in your heart that this is what you want, that this is who you are, this is what makes you happy, that's all that matters. And this is coming from a guy who I literally would have never in a million years thought that he would have been okay with this or said the shit that he said. Now afterwards, he told him, I'm going to make fun of you for most of your life, and your brother's probably going to make fun of you too, but if anybody else makes fun of you, we'll fucking kill him. And that seems, pretty much, it seems like, how he is, but, if he can be okay with it, and him being that, that stigma, that stereotypical gangbanger, and being, this rough, manly man, and he sees it as oh, my son's gay, hey, you're going to have a rough road, blah, 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 then why can't everybody be that way? You're telling me, have you somehow failed as a parent because your son or daughter is gay? That's fucking retarded to think that way. It's stupid. Now, obviously this video has went on for a very long time. I feel like the 2 of us could probably go on for another hour talking about this. So honestly guys, we want to hear your opinion on any of the things that we've talked about today. Let us know what you think in the comments below. I'm just going to close this out saying that I think we really do need to do something about this other than just saying, let's look at the guns, let's look at the mental illness. That's not helping. That's not helped anything since the 90s. So it's time to look at other shit.
I'll say be yourself, fuck what anybody else thinks, and if you need help, talk to somebody. I don't care who it is.
Reach out to us. We always tell people to reach out to us. Email us, comment, whatever. You need somebody to talk to, we'll talk to you. We don't give a shit. And we may not be quick to reply, but we will. We'll talk to anybody if you want to reach out to us. But anything, you want to speak to us in private, comment or email us, and we will discuss whatever it is that you need to discuss in private. And we're not going to make a video of it. We're not going to make it public. We do a lot of things, privately that we don't talk about when we do charities. When we do talk to fans or anything about personal issues, we don't mention it. We don't say anything about it whatsoever because it's nobody else's business. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I know we've touched on some very serious subjects. This has been Death Wish Wednesday. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.